Hi and welcome to the Google News Initiative Youth Verification Challenge. I'm Google News teaching fellow Miguel D'Souza. Now, this is something really important. Before we start, today's quiz requires the use of a laptop. So if you're on your telephone, I'll give you 1 second to quickly fire up that laptop because you are going to need something which requires a laptop because you're going to use your Chrome browser. And what I'd suggest you do is have a look in the chat and download the Chrome extension. It's free. It's called the Fake News Debunker by InVID, and we verify. And it is a crucial and essential tool to solving today's verification challenge. You'll have plenty of time to download that, so don't panic, okay? If you are switching on your laptop and it is taking time to fire up, don't worry. You can continue to watch this challenge as that happens, but just remember that you will need to install it in a second. So, look, today's topic will be the subject of reverse video search. And what we're going to do today, just like every other day, is it's going to start with a lesson. And then after that, we're going to move to a quiz, which is going to test out the skills that we show you. So, you ready to get started? Hopefully you got that laptop ready. So, first up, I need to remind you of something absolutely crucial at the end. You are going to have to join a quiz. So just remember as well to go to the quiz, to our Quizzy website, log in using the code and your username. But look, I'll remind you about all of that later on, and you will, again, as I say, need your laptop. So let's get cracking. What is InVID? Well, InVID is an amazingly powerful tool, and you do have the extension there in the chat. I'm just going to make sure that to remind you that if any latecomers do grab it out of the chat, it is there for you to download, or you can copy it off screen if you need to. It's a very powerful verification tool that essentially allows you to do multiple sort of image searches at the same time, but it also has amazing video analytics tools which you can use. Now, because video is an incredibly popular format, it becomes very easy for misinformation to be spread using it. Now, around 2/3 of the false content that's shared online and on social, in fact, features a video or an image. Some of you may remember from previous explanations there are two types of misinformation and disinformation about images. The same can be said for videos, but the most common with videos is the misuse of videos out of their original context. Okay, so you may remember on the left you can see a picture there that has been altered, but the one on the right is an image of a demonstration that was taken entirely out of context and used again and again for all sorts of different stories. Now, there is no reverse video search as such, but InVID does the next best thing. It can isolate frames and reverse search them for you. We'll show you a couple of examples of how that works. But here's a really good demonstration of how it would work. It would start off by you copying and pasting a link from a video, perhaps from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can do things like extract comments, etc. So as you can see on this video, we've been able to capture the URL. And then after that, we'll go to the InVID keyframe tool. Once you load that tool in, load the URL in there, you're able to extract channel data, things like comments. And comments can be incredibly useful because many of your fellow netizens are quite happy to point out when a video is dodgy or illegitimate, and they'll often post the link to the original video in the thread. which can actually help you find the original image. Really, really useful. And as you can see over here, all sorts of data that you can extract from it. And you may notice those images down the bottom there. Let me tell you a little thing about those. You can actually reverse search those images using InVID as well. You can click on any of those thumbnails and they will launch a reverse image search with those images. So you can also use those to find the original video. Now, search is also really useful because videos have title and captions. So always remember to use the actual metadata for a video. So that could be things like content in the scenery, the place names, events, titles, or captions used in the video. Deepfakes may make verification a little bit more difficult. Now, in interview videos, for example, it's necessary to suspect that both the face and the voice have been fabricated using deepfake techniques. But while deepfakes are a concern, most people creating and spreading misinformation online tend to opt for easier options and cheaper options, really, like recycling old images, old videos, passing them off as new, or even cropping the video so that it's out of context. So instead of panicking about deepfakes, we should be worried about the spread of such easy tricks of online manipulation. Let's call them cheap fakes. It's not a complex technique like deepfaking, but rather a simple method that simply slows down the playback speed of the video or various other techniques without advanced technology. As you can see here, here's the original, and when you see the altered video, Nancy Pelosi's speech and actions have been significantly slowed down. And that's a very cheap way to fake a video. So you can see that there are a variety of different techniques, and certainly InVID is an excellent tool to help you verify. So, are you ready to be tested? I hope that gave you a good idea of what you can expect and what you need to do when it comes to verifying videos and determining their veracity. Now, a simple set of instructions, and you've got plenty of time to actually give it a try. First, go to quizzy.com and enter the code. Next up, input your nickname that you've been using throughout the verification challenge. You'll have 5 minutes to get your answer ready. Scores will be tallied throughout all tutorials on the leaderboard that you can see on screen here. So, the clock is counting, but you've got plenty of time to set yourself up. And more crucially, because today is more of a complicated challenge than ones you've faced before, we're also generously allowing you a couple more minutes to get your challenge in. But again, you have around a minute, a bit more, to get yourself over to Quizzy, key in the code, input your nickname, and get your answer ready. Clock still showing just on 60 seconds to go. So I'll repeat all of the instructions. Go to quizzy.com, key in the code, input your nickname, and you'll have 5 minutes to answer. Now, just a reminder, of course, think about all of the verification techniques you've seen so far. We've looked at the InVID We Verify tool, which is a really useful Chrome extension, which will help you do quite a few things. But certainly when it comes to video analytics, it can help you extract all sorts of really useful channel and metadata from a video. Now, keep that in mind when we move on to the next stage when you are going to be tested. You've got about 20 seconds to go before you will have to make sure that you are completely signed up and ready to enter the challenge. Now, if you are already in the room, good, keep this tab open. And more importantly, keep the other tab with Quizzy open as well so that you're ready to answer the quiz challenge questions. And you are probably wondering, when will he actually get to the important stuff? Well, we're almost there. So now, if you are ready to be tested, let's right away Let us go straight to the question. Now, I'm going to read the question to you. Some social media users claim that this is propaganda about casualties in Ukraine. What was the video originally filmed in relation to? Now, here is the link to the original tweet. And if you can't find the tweet, you'll find the archived version here. Now, was this linked to climate change, disaster, war, or an accident? You have 5 minutes to answer. Now, consider the different tools that you have at your disposal. And remember the different ideas that we've shown you about how videos can be represented or misrepresented. I'll repeat the question again. Some social media users claim that this is propaganda about casualties in Ukraine. Now, what was the video originally filmed in relation to? You can see the link to the tweet, and we've also presented you with an archived version that you can click on. Now, again, your options are climate change, disaster, war, or an accident. Will you be using the InVID We Verify tool? And if so, exactly what will you be doing with it? Will you be able to extract a keyframe and reverse image search that? Will, in fact, you be searching the video URL itself to see what channel data it will present to you? Now remember, make sure you give it a try. It might seem like a bit more of a complicated exercise than before, but it's certainly worth giving a try. Remember to launch the We Verify toolbox as a Chrome extension. Insert your video that you are searching, or the tweet, in fact, as well, because it will work with that. You've got just about halfway through this challenge. You've got another 2.5 minutes to go, which is a pretty generous amount of time. So do make sure you check your answers. You've got 4 topics there: climate change, disaster, war, and accident. That's a cheery list, isn't it? Hopefully now you are checking your answers. And if not, you could still be in the pursuit of verifying. That's okay, you've still got plenty of time to do that. Just under 2 minutes to go. And your options are you can listen to me continue to talk like this for another 2 minutes, or continue to verify away. I know what option I'd be taking. If you are wondering what to be doing, of course, sometimes it kind of gets confusing because there are so many tools. What should I be doing? Can I give you a hint? Well, no. But what I can do is tell you that you should focus on the InVID tools video analytics tool suite. You have a still image there in front of you. You've got a tweet. That tweet will contain a video URL that can be searched using the InVID We Verify tool, which is a free Chrome extension. You have just about a minute to go to get your answer ready. And always remember, if I need reminding you, that you should check your answer yourself. You can actually verify whether your answer is correct anyway before you submit it. So, hopefully you are getting ready to polish off your submission and you are getting ready to submit one of the 4 topics as the correct one. Is it climate change, disaster, war, or accident? And you've got about 30 seconds to go, so I really, really hope that you are in the absolute last stages of submitting your answer. You know what? Even if you get it wrong, you will learn something, and that's important. So we're down to about 10 seconds, so hopefully you've snuck your answer in. And I am going to tell you it's 10 seconds to go. And pretty soon, in fact, right about now, it's 5 seconds to go. So I guess all that's remaining is for me to tell you what is the answer. Okay, so you're probably wondering what the answer is. Well, let me tell you. So let's have a look to a recording of how we solved this one, and I'll tell you all about it. First up, grab the link to the Twitter video and copy and paste it into the InVID video analysis tool. Or you can download the video and then upload it to InVID video analysis, either or, whichever one works for you. You can get images from the video and right-click one of them and select Image Search All. If you check TinEye, you can't find the original, but if we go to Google and use Tools and then Filter by Time, we can actually see that there was a that we can filter for a custom time range before the invasion. You will find it is a video demonstrated related to climate change. And that is your answer. Many thanks for joining us today. This has been the quiz. If you are interested, you can check the leaderboard in a little while, as you can see on that URL below me there. For today, thank you very much for joining us for today's lesson and quiz. If you do have any questions, you can always go to our FAQ on our website or email us at gnoverificationchallenge@themasterplan.com.sg. And many thanks for joining us. See you next time.